Welcome along and thanks for coming on this journey with us. I say us because along the way you are going to pick up quite a few connections, tools, resources, knowledge and information that has actually come from a variety of sources and different connections. So it's not all just me. However, I am facilitating you on the process and guiding you through. So today I wanted to share with you about Juniper Berry. You are somebody who's received it and are working with me with it for certain reasons. So Juniper Berry is an essential oil which is actually steam distilled from the berries. But as a side note, Juniper Berry is also the basis for gin. So that's a bit of a quirky fun fact for you. What I wanted to share with you about Juniper Berry is that I actually love this oil for so many different reasons. And I have started to write an appreciation page, and I'm struggling to keep it to a page for each tool that I work with. So for each plant, for each essential oil, for each person, each program, everything that I work with each and every day, we do an appreciation list or page for the things that we actually love that it provides. So for me, Juniper Berry is a decalcifier. So that's how I think of it, okay? I think of it decalcifying. So if you think about calcification is like that build-up, right? And if we think about when we break bones, the bones then knit together by creating more calcification and things around the bones and develop more cells, that sort of stuff, and grow a new piece of bone, right? But sometimes what can happen is calcification can build up on things. Think about your shower head, and the water used to stream through it perfectly, and then all of a sudden it doesn't stream through it. And if you get it down and clean it out, what you'll find is all the little pieces of stuff that come out, like a collection of minerals or deposits or whatever comes through your water supply, but it's a calcification, right? So Juniper Berry, in my mind, decalcifies things. It helps to decalcify your mind for starters, but it's phenomenal for that, right? So it is known as a detoxifier and a diuretic, as well as a whole heap of other things. If you go and do herbal research or look into any sort of therapeutic usage for this particular essential oil, that is featured quite highly as a detoxifier. It's fabulous for all our organs, but especially the brain, the liver, the urinary side of things. Think decalcification again, remember, okay? But really, really good for the brain. Juniper Berry is what I go to in terms of helping people with night terrors and traumas and for my own nightmares. And also what I go to help me face things that perhaps I don't want to see within myself. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Because that's like exploring your shadow side, and I guess going into the darkness is what can often happen for little kids when they're having a nightmare or terrors, or for people too who have experienced the darkest aspects of humanity. Perhaps they've been involved in situations that are quite traumatic, and the result is the impact and the trauma on the mind. So remember, Juniper Berry is really good for that as well, okay? Helps us with liver, like I said, but more so urinary. Think decalcification, right? What happens when you get kidney stones? It's that sort of stuff. Really, really good for supporting our blood as well. So it can help us with blood sugar levels and cholesterol, because what happens with cholesterol, you get a build-up of stuff within the arteries and a build-up of stuff within your blood that doesn't need to be there because your body hasn't been able to process it to get rid of it, right? Think about your liver as well, and think about your heart, because we're talking about blood and talking about cholesterol. Think about your liver. Your doctor tells you you got fatty liver, that sort of stuff. It's that sort of tool. It can be used in a combination with others to really help you with that aspect of your physical body. Now, let's get on to the emotional, spiritual, metaphysical. When I say metaphysical, what I mean by that, and the way that my thought process works with metaphysics, is that it is not the physical, okay? So if we just break it to that, when I talk about metaphysics or the metaphysical aspect of this particular tool, essential oil, person, video, whatever, I'm talking about the non-physical aspects or the non-physical benefits that you're going to receive from that or things that operate on the non-physical level. So to me, that means things that you can't always see, touch, feel, hear, smell. So we are talking etherical as such, esoteric, whatever words relate for you. You could use spiritual if you want to, or you could just use things that you can't see. Because science has shown quite successfully many, many times over that the world operates with us experiencing a lot of stuff that comes that we don't actually see. Okay, so we've got frequencies, we've got atoms flying around. There's all these things that make us up as a person, as well as everything in the physical world up as a being or a thing. But there's lots of things that you don't see. So that's my definition of metaphysics, just in case you're wondering. Now, on the emotive side with Juniper Berry, right, and I'm talking about decalcification. Like I said, fabulous for night terrors and night traumas, but also amazing for you dipping into and learning how to embrace that real shadow aspect of yourself, because we all have it. As humans, we are complex beings who've had many different experiences, and we are using those experiences as guiding platforms once we wake up that help us on that track, right? That help us on that journey, that are helping us to piece together whatever it is that we're here to do, or helping us to achieve the best that we can in the life that we've got, right? Because physical life is here to be lived and enjoyed and experienced, fully experienced. So in terms of the emotive side of things, you would use Juniper Berry when you are very low. So you're in the dark night of the soul. You're in that deep, that gives me cold shivers, but you're in that real deep side of things, right? But it's also when you're ready to step forward. What I'm thinking, what I'm hearing, is that it's always darkest before the dawn. So Juniper Berry is the perfect oil in a combination of oils to really help you nail yourself in terms of who you are, and start to crack open all the aspects of yourself that you can utilize, and then get on to that whole purpose side of things, or that whole path. See how everything fits in for you, right? Juniper Berry is your doorway. It's going to decalcify that for you, which is why I'm talking to you about it first. You received 4 essential oils, and each one is different, okay? Juniper Berry is green for go. I've put a green sticker on the top of it. If you're watching this video and you haven't received Juniper Berry or any of the other oils that I'm going to talk about and you want to, then please reach out and let me know. Or if you already work with essential oils that are of a high grade, so therapeutic grade preferably, then you're welcome to try this for yourself. So the way that I use it in terms of developing my soul, in terms of decalcifying the pineal gland as such, can I be brave enough to say that? Yes, I can. Do I have scientific research and evidence and studies that show that? No, I only have what I have experienced myself. I am looking for that research, so I'm sure that I will find some. I am going to reach out and work with people who are already working on the brain-body connection, and in terms of helping people with their visualization and really activating that part of your brain instead of the occipital lobes that start working with the stuff behind the back, which also then includes where your pineal gland is. But for me, that's how I look at it, right? So you want to start hearing things. You want to hear what you've not been able to hear before. And maybe you are ready to start seeing what you've not wanted to see and hear what you've not wanted to hear. Sometimes that could be why you have ringing in your ears, or static, or all of a sudden you just got this real constant buzzing in your ears and stuff like that. There is terminology to use to describe that on a physical level, but let's just keep this metaphysical and spiritual as such. And also emotive, because we're talking about what's happening in the brain, right? And in the top of the head. So Juniper Berry can be utilised in that way to smell, which will go into your brain through your hippocampus and your limbic system in there and hang out with all that side of things. If you're not used to working with me, then welcome to working with me. This is how things happen. I have notes, I have research, I love to study, but I also love to put information in a way that you can understand it and you'll get it. Okay, and this is how I tend to find is the best way to help you. It is transparent, it is really plain common language English, and it will help you get it, right? It'll just help you get complex words, complex, I don't even know how to say it. The way I put this to you just helps you to understand what intellectual people may not want you to understand. Let's just put it that way. So Juniper Berry is fabulous, right? Fabulous for decalcifying, like I said. So this is how you use it. This is how you use it to start to hear messages more. This is how you use it to get yourself in alignment. This is how you use it to really crack open that part of you. This is how you use it to step forward into what it is that you're here to do, to really embrace who you are and to really enjoy every aspect of yourself, okay? Because we, like I said before, we both have a shadow self or a shadow side, and aspects to ourselves that maybe we don't like. But if we're able to understand them, become aware of them, and then learn to embrace them and love them, you know, you can get to that step. I absolutely love my shadow side because of the energy and the vivaciousness that it gives me, but being aware of that and the cleverness that comes with it, right? There's things to your shadow side that you need to complete you. But anyway, I digress. So Juniper Berry, okay, if you've got your little sample bottle, to get the oil out of your sample bottle, you tap it on the bottom. So you won't be able to see that, but you just tap it on the bottom, okay? 4 taps should give you about the equivalent of a drop. You can see that glistening on my palm. So you put it on your left palm, right? Tap a couple of taps on your left palm. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put your right index finger, pointer finger in there, and just rub it on the bone behind your ear. Okay, just rub it in. You rub it on the bone. Put a little bit down the eustachian tube if you want, which is down the side there. Get your right finger again. Now we're going to cross the brain, right? Get your right finger again and do it behind your left. We're using the right finger on the left side of the body. We are engaging both sides of our brain, okay? And again, you can rub it down the side. So for me, it was my left ear that was more blocked than my right, okay? So my feminine side, if we're going to look at that side of things, probably was fairly well shut down. So I needed to open that to be able to hear and to be able to receive messages. Okay, so with what's left, you have a choice. You can also then rub your fingers together if you want to. And just do it again. But what I do is I rub my hands together vigorously. Now, if you do this and then turn them over in front of your face, you again engage both sides of your brain. And then I'll just rub it up the back of my neck. Now I use Juniper Berry in the diffuser at night sometimes if I want to receive messages through my dreams and in my sleep. Or if I am experiencing journeys within my dreams that are not so fabulous and perhaps I need a hand to rest and to see what's there, okay? Because I have nightmares sometimes too. So that's how I use it. That's why I use it. Yeah, I'm putting it on there at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. I use it, that process, left palm, right finger. I then put it behind my right ear. Now you could do left first if you want to, but left palm, right finger, crossing over the body, behind the right ear. Right finger, left palm, behind the left ear. Rub together, cross your hands over, crossing the brain again. Back up the back of the head, okay, at the base of the brain or through my hair, whatever it is that I want to do. But by doing that, I use that every day, twice a day. I would do it in the morning and I'd do it again in the evening. Twice a day for 4 weeks. And what that did was it helped with my hearing on the left side of my ear, on the left side of my body. Wow, I'm on fire with language today. So what you need to do is do that and it will help you to hear what it is that you need to hear. So as I do that, I am saying to myself, I am hearing what I need to hear. I am receiving what I need to receive. I am hearing what I need to hear. Yep, and that's what's bringing it in. Have your journal, do your journal work. Any words that you hear, write them down. Any thoughts that you get, write them down. Any experiences that you're having, whether they are positive or negative, write them down, because those two things are only aspects of the human mind. And just start to explore them, because Juniper Berry is that first part, right? Activation. Let's join both sides of the brain together. Let's start to embrace the shadow along with the light. Let's start to turn around and have a look. Okay, there is a magnificent teacher there in your shadow side, or in your shadow. Embrace them. Okay, really step in with them. Juniper Berry is going to unlock it. Juniper Berry is the oil of the night. Juniper Berry is mirror and awareness. Okay, so I will give you a little affirmation. This is the card for Juniper Berry. This has come from the Oracle Essences. A friend gave me these cards. The author is the Enchantress. Her website is www.theenchantress.com.au if you want to have a look further into those sort of things. But what I wanted to say from you is just these two things, right? What are you not wanting to see in your life? Turn around and open your eyes. The things that you don't want to confront are the things that stalk you. There's a great teacher within your shadow side. Embrace it. Funny that. Your affirmation. So I've said to you, I hear what I don't want to hear. I am open to receiving the information. I hear what I have not wanted to hear. Allow it, receive it. Affirmation. I am in the process of becoming a better version of myself. So well done. Congratulations. Juniper Berry is your first step. We've got another 3 oils to explore that go together with this particular part of you. I was about to say with this particular particle. Maybe it is a particle. But there's another 3 oils, in this series that help you to embrace who you are, but also start you on that journey. Have a wonderful day.